Hi, everyone. Roger Connect, President of Universal Accounting Center. We're going to be discussing with Michelle Arsenault the Value Builder interface and what, as coaches, we have available to us from a marketing point of view to help us not only find and engage with new business owners, but actually acquire them as clients. And so this is phenomenal stuff. I'm encouraging you to take some notes or at least pay attention to what it is that Value Builder has put together as assets for us to use in our marketing. So Michelle, take it away.
Yeah, I'm very excited to show you this piece because it is something that's very popular with a lot of the accountants that join us, is that additional marketing boost, or maybe it is your marketing. So I'm going to pop into the portal here so hopefully everybody can see my dashboard. And I'm going to show you a couple of pieces. First, I'm going to go into the settings tab here because I want to go very first to our automated marketing option called the nurture cycle. So I'm just going to pop into the nurture cycle settings here. And I know Roger said that you could take notes, but also I will take you through all of this during the training with me as well. So you will get to see it again. So don't worry if you forget something. So at the top here, you'll see that there's 4 options. These are the options for the nurture cycle in marketing. So we have monthly articles that are all written by John Warlow. So if you've never heard of him, he is a best-selling author of Built to Sell and The Automatic Customer, and working on a 3rd book as we speak. We have our weekly Built to Sell radio podcast episodes. So these are invitations to view those or listen in on those podcasts with John and a multitude of interviewees that he connects with. So they're all business owners that have sold their business at some point. And he really dives into kind of the process of the sale, how they got ready for the sale, after they sold their business, any tips and tricks that they can share with the audience on things to incorporate as they're building out their exit strategies, maybe even things to avoid, questions to ask, things like that. So lots of good, meaty information. Even if you're not even ready to sell your business for 20 years, it's lots of good information to incorporate into your exit strategy. Third, we have quarterly webinar invitations. So these are specifically to John Warlow's webinars that he does every quarter. And you actually have access to the presentations that he utilizes in the presentation portion of the marketing assets, which I'll get to in a couple of minutes here. And typically he goes back and forth between the Built to Sell presentation, which is all about the 8 drivers of value, what they are, why they're important, why you should be thinking about them and working on them with your advisor. And 2, it is the automatic customer, which is surrounding subscription-based services and recurring revenue, and just so happens to be the titles of his books. And as I said, those presentations are available to you as well. So if you prefer to supplement your own presentations or his presentations with doing them yourself, then you certainly can. And then the last one on the list is the research bulletin. So that goes out yearly, and it's all the data that we pull in from the whole year. All of those questionnaires that business owners are filling out, and we take that raw data, so we don't have access to the private information of business owners, just the little boxes that they're clicking and filling out, and it all comes in blind, and then we compare it year over year. So we look at things like age of business owners and when they're looking to sell, the industries that they're in and the multiples that are currently for those industries right now, how North America compares with South America or UK or Australia or New Zealand or other countries where we have a substantial amount of advisors that have business owners doing those questionnaires. So lots and lots of great comparison information in that research bulletin or research paper, and sometimes referred to as a sellability tracker. So those go out on a scheduled time. We provide all of the content for you, so you don't have to write a thing, and it just goes out attached to your contact information looks and feels as if you sent it along. And if they were ever to respond to it, like maybe even if it's just a thank you, it's going to go directly back to your email. So no further attachment to us once it goes out. So yeah, so it's an awesome time saver for a lot of advisors that don't have the time to create content nor get it out, or maybe just aren't marketing savvy and just need the extra help. So it's a great way to really have some marketing running, be top of mind with all of your business owners and get those folks. So there is a call to action built into the marketing, and it's to direct them to start, clicking those links to complete those questionnaires and get the ball rolling in that conversation with you.
This right here, by the way, is awesome. I can't speak enough of it, because one of the things that I believe we all should know and understand about sales is it's a cycle, it's a process, there's a funnel to it. And you said it just a moment ago about TOMA, top of mind awareness. Top of mind awareness means you don't know when that business owner is going to have the pains that are going to cause them to reach out to you. And these nurture things keep your name in front of them, because they come out as your emails, your information. And so they're branded to your firm. And that's kind of like a white labeling, if you will, to the services that you're providing. And so this is such a great resource that you're receiving as part of your being a certified value builder provider. And the beauty of it is it's professionally written. It looks phenomenal. All of these things are in place, and you're receiving this as an extension of your being certified, because this is your marketing tools. And you said it right when you started. So many accounting professionals struggle to know, well, what can I do beyond just my business card? I've got my business card. Now what? Well, how do I market my business? And these are just some phenomenal tools and resources that are complementing all that effort you're putting to go out there and find and retain your clients, because these things can still go out to your clients, keeping them mindful of why they need to be working on their business and using your services. So this is wonderful. Thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah, and you can have complete confidence in the content as well. I'm more than happy to send along samples and things like that. And once you get access to the system, if you want to look at the samples, if you click these little eyeballs next to each of the options, it will bring up a full sample of what the marketing looks like. It'll show where your logo goes, will show the body of the email, your call to action. So if they have not completed a Value Builder questionnaire, they will be prompted to get their Value Builder questionnaire or their Value Builder score. If they've already completed it, because lots of advisors still keep their business owners on the nurture cycle even after they've signed up for an engagement, then they will be prompted just to keep their connection with you or reach out to you. And then, of course, your contact information is under here. And also another thing that I want to note, too, is that we are fully compliant with all the rules and regulations for anti-spam laws across the world. So not only just in North America, we've got some pretty strict regulations from over in the UK as well. So we've incorporated all of that into our system. So privacy, all of that. And as you can see, there is an unsubscribe button at the bottom of all those emails that go out. So you can feel confident that you're fully compliant. And all of our content is very much from an educational point of view. John, our fearless leader, is a big proponent of just having that knowledge for business owners, even if they never act on it. Just being aware of what the potentials are out there, because maybe they're not going to act on it now, but it's going to stick with them. And eventually an article or a podcast or a webinar or something is going to resonate, or maybe it's timing on the part of the business owner. Maybe something wonderful happens and they have another company that comes along and says, hey, I love the product that you're creating. I want to buy you. And, they need to find out the value of their business. So something somewhere along the line, they're going to want to click on that link. It may not be now, but at some point. And so that's the great thing about having a drip campaign, is that you've got a steady stream of marketing going out in such a way that it's going to have a steady stream of capturing the interest of those business owners. And you fully control who gets what as well. So as I mentioned, you add in your contacts, you choose who you want to receive the nurture cycle marketing, and then you just let it go from there. You can always stop it for particular people, but so you still remain in control. But but it's just a way that you can just sort of let it go and forget about it, until you have a questionnaire completed, and then you have the extra steps to take after that.
This is great. Keep going.
Perfect. So that's the nurture cycle. And of course, once you come on board with us, I will show you all the ins and outs, because there's all kinds of features in here and some adjustments that you can make and things like that. So there is more detail, but I won't get into the weeds today. I'll just kind of give you the highlights. So that's the nurture cycle. The next piece is you get access to a full marketing tab called Marketing Assets. And built in here is a bunch of things. So number one are presentation templates. So one of the things that we've noticed, business development wise, is that along with marketing, presentations are probably one of the number one ways of getting business owners interested in clicking those questionnaires and having those conversations. And they tend to have a really high conversion rate. I always say, you're getting somebody off of the presentation high because they're all amped up, they're excited, they want to get going, they want to do their questionnaires, they want to have their conversations, and they want to dive into their results. So these presentations have all been created for you guys, and they've all been tested out by other advisors and proven to work very well. And so there's some different types of presentations in here that you can choose from. There's pre-score presentations. So if you're just trying to get folks to get your foot in the door with pre-score, then there's a couple of presentations here with pre-score, and the exit checklist is another one. And these ones are in that half an hour kind of time frame. Then you can get into the 1 to 3 hour presentation, so a little bit more meat and potatoes in these ones. Again, these are typically the ones that John utilizes. The built to sell is one, automatic customer is another one. And as you can see, inside these presentations, we not only have a little write-up about what they are, there's a recording that you can watch where John has already presented it, and you can kind of get some tips and notes from watching him. And there's also the downloading portion of the actual PowerPoint, so you can actually present it in a professional way to business owners. So everything that you need for these presentations is available, but you can also edit them as well. So if there's something you want to change, add to, if you want to add some local statistics, things like that, you certainly can. That's part of your licensing package. Then we also have another really popular one is our, oh dear, it's logged me out, sorry about that, our half day or even utilized as a full day workshop called the Freedom Workshop. And this one has even more to it. It doesn't really show you here, but there's a whole zip folder that you download, and it's got a workbook that you can take your folks through, your business owners through as you're going through the presentation. It's got videos. There's there's slides that are prepared for you, etc. So you can really take it for a day or a half day and give lots of content within that time frame. Or you can change it up, do a series of webinars with it, you can chop it up, all kinds of different things that you can do in these presentations. But it's invaluable to have content that you don't have to start from scratch. It's such a time saver.
All right, so I'm going to stop you right there.
Yeah.
I've got something to share here that I think is just amazing.
Okay.
First and foremost, I'd like to just emphasize, for those of you who are not familiar, creating these PowerPoint decks of slides is a lot of effort, and to have available to you all of these decks that you're able to now download the the PowerPoint slides. You can customize them in the sense that you can insert within those your slides, you can brand them to you. We've taken these and have done amazing presentations. When we've been asked to speak at groups or chapters, we've pulled from this. When we've done webinars, we've utilized these I'm sure you've seen, where it's the share screen like we're doing right here of the power slides, and you're doing your conversation, presenting on it. These resources, these tools are amazing, and to take them and casually work through them, and over the course of the next year or two, build them into your business model so that you can actually now implement these as you see best fit. you've got so much resource here. It's amazing. And working with Michelle to know what's appropriate when, how to use what, the best practices is great. But just to end on this freedom workshop, we've done the freedom workshop many a times. We've done it a variety of ways where we've had people attend for free, where we've actually had them pay, where we've provided a lunch or a breakfast. We have a great deal of experience here, and we can share some insights as to how to best utilize it. But the resources, the content, the tools to pull this off, it's all there. It's basically like not only just a recipe book, but it's all the pieces. I mean, it's like having in front of you the recipe, but you've got the flour and the eggs and the oil. You've got it all there with you. I didn't have to go buy the flour. I didn't have to go buy the eggs. I didn't have to buy the oil. It came with the package. This is like a box. And I just love the fact that it's all there. These things are amazing tools to help you be positioned as the expert and appear as such to your potential client base, as well as with your current customers. We've taken our clients through these and helped them now actually understand the value of the services we're doing. And it's kind of one of those tell philosophies. We tell them what they need to know in our coaching sessions or in our marketing. We tell them what they need to know in a seminar or workshop environment. We tell them one-on-one when we're meeting with them as a client. As they hear it multiple times in different settings, it starts to sink in, and they start to get these principles in business, and they're able to then better understand how to apply them in their own companies. This stuff is powerful. So it's a great resource. And whether or not you choose to use it is up to you within your business, but look at what's available for you to have.
Yeah, and I mean, we've even had, because again, we don't, propose ourselves to know everything out there. I've had conversations with some of my own advisors that they've taken bits and pieces of each one of these. Oh, I like a slide from Freedom Workshop. I want to put that in Exit Checklist, and I want to add that to, this, that, and the other thing, and create their own. But, still takes them a fraction of a time to do that versus taking those slides and making them from scratch and then adding it all together, etc. So lots of flexibility built in there as well. So
yeah, there's no argument that you can make a cake, but I don't want to grow the wheat. I don't want to have to make it into flour. I don't want to grow the chicken. I don't want to have to actually wait for the egg to come. I don't need to grow the olive tree to get the oil. No, I just get it all. I like that. That's good.
Yeah. No,
Right,
it's simple and easy. Yeah, exactly. So the next one down on the left here is the article section. And this one, again, is like, I would say, the second most popular place that advisors spend their time. So articles we've been stockpiling, we call it our article library, since December 2011. So you can see the most recent one all the way back to December 2011 as you go down through these different pages here at the bottom. So there is a ton of content in here that you can utilize for anything that you want. And these are all brandable. They're all editable. You can use them. Like if you've got a newsletter, bam, there's your newsletter for the month. You don't even have to change anything if you don't want to. You can use them as is, or you can change the title. You can change, pieces of the body, whatever you want. But you can use them as is if you want to save the time. So newsletters, blogs, social media posts, posts on LinkedIn, posts on Facebook, you name it, carte blanche. If you want to even maybe you are an accountancy firm that has some outside marketing that you do, like whether you hired somebody or maybe you create your own drip campaigns and you're like, I think I want to start a drip campaign for next month. Why start from scratch? Just come in here and grab, whatever article that you want to base the drip campaign on and add it to it, and then put on your personal link to Prescore and or Value Builder Score, and off it goes. Takes a fraction of a time to do that. So there's all kinds of articles in here. Typically, I will say most of the ones from the last couple of years, they start out their lives in Nurture Cycle, and then as soon as they go out on the date for Nurture Cycle, then they get populated here. We do have a smattering of additional ones that we've added in on here. For example, the one that you're looking at, the September 24th one, starting versus growing a business, that one didn't go out on Nurture Cycle. That one was added afterwards. And we'll see the October one take its place here shortly because we're in day 3 of October. So October's has already gone out, so it'll upload here soon. But most of these did start their life as a Nurture Cycle article. But again, we go all the way back to December 2011. So lots and lots of content. On the left-hand side underneath articles, we have sort of parceled them out into the category as best as possible. Some of them have multi-topics to them, but if there's something specific that you're looking for, this is a faster way to get there. So say, for example, you know you're going to do a drip campaign on recurring revenue. Well, you can just click on the recurring revenue, and then it's only going to select the articles that have that as their title or topic. Try to make it easy as possible for you.
Love it. Love it.
Lots and lots of content.
This content is great from a blogging point of view. If you're looking for content to put as articles, you can put this as posts where you're actually using this for your social media. You can use this as web content on LinkedIn. You can use it as articles. All of this is available to be utilized, and that's amazing because it positions you as being the expert, and that's what we're looking for.
Exactly. Perfect. The next one down is called logos and graphics. This is a piece that you can pull right into your website. So a lot of advisors like to promote that they have value builder systems. Like I said, our brand is certainly becoming more and more well known, and we have business owners that are specifically Googling or searching for value builder advisors or certified value builders. So if you want to add some content to dress up your website around your value builder embed code or your little button that we create for you, there are logos and graphics that you can draw from in here. So you just basically download them and add them to your website. So all kinds of different looking ones. Of course, when you become certified, you'll get your value builder certified to add to your website. And then you can also add those credentials after your name on LinkedIn, etc. But all kinds of logos and graphics to pull from here. And essentially, too, you could add them to an email if you wanted to, or add them on social media. That's fine as well.
So they're great for putting as part of your business cards. You can use them in your signature, like your emails. You can use them in marketing pieces that you're creating, PowerPoint slides that you're generating. Banners that you may be using. It's anything and everything that you're wanting, and it's all professionally done. It has a similar color schema. I mean, it's great stuff. And again, it's basically having professional graphics that you can use in your marketing to help you appear as you are an expert. So I love this.
Absolutely. Perfect.
All right, the videos.
Yeah, the videos, another popular tab. So these videos, again, you can pull them into your website. So there are embed codes for these to be utilized. So you can have videos right there on your website to entice folks to click those links. So there's specific ones on both pre-score, value builder score. There's an overall, this one here, Value Builder System Explainer, is a very, very popular one because it takes them right from the questionnaire all the way through to information on the engagement. So it gives them all the information that they need on what to expect from working with you. So that one tends to be quite a popular one. And we keep them pretty short and simple too. Our own fearless leader, John, is a typical business owner, always busy, never has enough time to do anything. His attention span is very short. He wants to get to the root of things as quick as possible. So with him in mind, these videos were created. So they're all of them are pretty much under 8 minutes long. This one is probably the longest one at 6:35. But as you can see, most of them are a minute and a half, very short and sweet. So again, utilize for your website. You can use these in emails, social media, really wherever you want to add them on. And as you can see, we even have a UK option for anybody that prefers the UK voice.
True, and it has that nice allure to it if that catches your eye. Now, one of the things that I'd like to share here is when those of you who have websites are trying to articulate what you're doing, I think you would all agree that the videos do so much more. They're so much more powerful than just the text. And so imagine now taking these assets and incorporating them into your website and really leveraging them to show that you are in fact an expert. And it really takes you up a notch. It puts you to another level because it does show that there's a lot of value in what you're offering because of these different resources you're using to tell the story. So one of the things that I would definitely encourage you to do is if you have a website, for example, incorporate these into the pages and content that you have, because so many people want to see these short videos, their little vignettes and explanations. You know, we learn so much more video through visual learning. These are excellent tools and resources. And again, they're part of the assets that you're given as being a certified value builder provider.
Yeah, and I mean, business owners just learn different ways or are appealed by different things. Some people may be more visual, where others like to read more information, etc. So if you have kind of a multifacets of different ways of attracting their attention, then they can choose the one that grabs their attention the most.
Yes, yes. Okay, great. So let's go to
Perfect.
brochures.
Brochures. Yeah, so these are basically, well, brochures, print copy that you can download and print off. Although technically you can use them as email still. It gives you all the lovely information, just might look slightly different because they are meant to be printed off. But these are great for mail outs. I always suggest, if you are attending a conference and you have a booth, everybody likes to stop by a booth and have something that they can grab off the table. Why not give them a nice, professionally done brochure? Again, you can add your branding, you can add your contact information to these brochures. And there's some different ones that you can choose from in here. So there's the assessment flyer, there's the value verified study, which is a popular one because it, basically answers the question that business owner has. Does the value builder system really work, and will it work for me? Yes, it does, and this brochure will answer those questions in a study. So there's different brochures for your different needs in here, and they can all be printed off to utilize in whatever manner that you want.
Now, we've found, and you've shared some of these just now, we found a multitude of uses for these. One, we have used them when we're doing kind of like a spotlight, where we've been asked to speak in a business setting with business owners, share a little bit about our services. And this is an excellent handout resource. One of these can be that handout you're giving out beyond just your business card. Some of them are great for kind of worksheets and feedback forms, something to turn back in. The other thing I would add is we've been given situations where we're meeting with a potential client, and these are great papers to use as a guide, as an outline for a discussion. You pull out this and you kind of use it as a talking point in the conversation. So it helps me stay on point in a conversation and give it some context rather than just talking. I have a habit of doing that. So this kind of said, well, let me pull this out. Let's go through this together. And it gives me something to do. So I love these brochures, and I have actually taken them and adapted them into website content. I've used them creating images that I've used for other things. So there's a lot of resource here just in the brochures, because someone with a much, much better skill set than I do in graphic design has visually created something that tells this value builder story. And I'm able to use that to communicate to a visual learner in a way that they'll understand. So I love this stuff. All right.
Awesome. Love hearing that. And the last tab, we officially call it the template section, but I call it the melting pot of everything. There are just a mishmash or miscellaneous mixture of different things in this tab. There are some pre-score one-page handouts. There are like the terms and conditions. So if you ever, not only for you as an advisor, our privacy terms and condition, but also if your business owner asks, what are the privacy policy of me going into an engagement with you, there is something that you could share with them so they feel more comfortable with that. there's a hard copy of the Value Builder questionnaire, and you'd be surprised how many advisors download this and use it. Again, is great for if you're attending conferences. You never know when you're at a conference what kind of internet connection that you're gonna have, and what's the worst, you get somebody interested and then you can't connect to the internet and do that questionnaire with them. So, have some paper ones on hand, and then you can always go in later on and input the information when you're sitting in your hotel that night. Little introductions to Value Builder. So there's some like email templates and a few like Twitter posts and Facebook posts and things like that you can utilize if you're sort of stepping out into the social media world and not sure what you want to post. On page 2, we actually have a sample Value Builder. Oh, that's the assessment agreement. We have a Value Builder sample agreement in here. So one of the things that a lot of advisors do, especially when they're signing up that first year, is they do get them to sign an agreement that they're going to continue on with their payments if they haven't paid all up front, if they're going to do it monthly, and that they're going to stick with them for a minimum of a year. So we have a sample agreement that you can utilize and adjust it to your own verbiage and branding and things like that. Or you can use your own, but we've provided one in here for you as well, because sometimes folks don't have them and it's just easier to use somebody else's than create your own. There's meeting agendas in here. So as you start having people sign up for engagements, there's a meeting agenda for every module. And so instead of going into each individual engagement and downloading the agenda and taking a look at it, you can come here and download all of the agendas and have a good look at them before you start sending out the individual ones, and get a good grasp if there's anything that you want to adjust, or special messages that you want to have when you're sending out the one agenda for your next meeting. So yeah, so there's lots of different things in here, as you can see: casual emails, sample assessments, Value Builder system feedback form. So this you've probably heard before as an NPS score. So if you want your business owners to rate you on your services, you can utilize this form to do so. Basically asking the question, would they recommend you to someone else? Would they continue with your services, etc.? So yeah, so like I said, it's a big melting pot of everything that doesn't fit anywhere else.
Yes, and as a melting pot, I really found these helpful because, like you were showing at the bottom, terms of the engagement, it's basically everything you need to run the business, if you will. It's all those little nuances that I think a person would just normally ask for. Hey, do you have a suggested engagement sheet? And, what am I having the customer sign for this 12-month commitment? And so all of these little back-end things are really what tie the loose ends together and give you, as the certified value builder provider, the confidence to be able to say, not only do I know what I'm doing, and not only do I have the means to market and sell my services, but I have the confidence to now fulfill and do the work. And that's where it really kind of rubber meets the road. Now, a lot of this information is really there for us to consume as needed. You don't need to have all this in place before you pull the trigger and start working with clients, but everything's available. With Michelle's help, she can point you to the assets as you need them to help you move along. So you don't need to worry about the terms and conditions necessarily until you can start marketing your services, but it's good to see what it is you're selling and knowing what you're going to be asking the customer to commit to. So knowing what that is and then putting together your marketing, all this just feeds together and makes for a very, very simple service to provide confidently. So I love this. So thank you for taking the time to go through this and showing all these things. Is there anything more you'd like to just add?
No, I think that is basically it. I mean, I guess the one final thing that I would add is that we are very, very open and always have been for feedback from advisors. Feedback that you get from business owners can be directed towards us as well, because all of the newer products and upgrades and enhancements and things, and even added into this miscellaneous section, have all come from feedback from advisors, needing this or that or the other thing, or maybe they have a wish list of something that the system could do that it doesn't currently do that would fit their practice better, etc. So we're always very, very open to feedback. So if there's anything marketing wise that you haven't seen here today that you wish that the system could do, please let me know when we do connect, because I pass all that feedback along to the proper team, and you never know, it could get added.
Yes, yes, yes. Well, I can say, having been a certified value builder provider and working with clients for years now, I have seen those evolutions and changes, and I have seen what peers have asked for, what I've asked for, and in some instances, it's been included and added and created. So the evolution is there, and this is a much more powerful system than we've had in the past. So thank you, Michelle, for taking the time to kind of show what resources are available to help us as value builder providers go out there and confidently market our services and acquire new clients. This is a treasure trove of information, assets, and resources. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And with that in mind, we're going to wrap it up, and I'm just definitely going to say, hey, if it's about business, it's universal. Take care, everybody.